the biases we've considered just as a quick review. First is confirmation bias, that the human brain welcomes information that confirms what it already thinks and resists information that disturbs or contradicts what it already thinks. Next is complexity bias, that the human brain prefers a simple lie to a complex truth. Third is community bias, that our brains find it hard to see anything that will get us in trouble with the group that we belong to and that we cherish. Next is complementarity bias, that if people are nice to us, then we'll be open to what they say. And if we don't perceive them as liking us or being nice to us, then we'll be biased against anything they say. Next is contact bias, that if you lack contact with someone, that you will not be able to see what they see. And then come some highly political biases, conservative liberal bias, that our brains like to see what our party sees, and we flock with those who see as we do. Then is consciousness bias, that we can only see from a location, from our own level of maturity or consciousness. And then comes competency bias, that our brains like to think of ourselves as above average. As a result, we often underestimate both our incompetence and sometimes our competence as well. Then comes confidence bias, that we prefer a confident lie to a hesitant truth. And then comes comfort bias. I'm sorry, I missed a conspiracy bias, that we, when we feel shame, we're vulnerable to stories that cast us as victims of some evil conspiracy. And then comes comfort bias, that we welcome data that lets us just relax. And then catastrophe bias, that we are prone to see things that seem immediately and disastrously dangerous, but the slow coming change we find easy to ignore. And then cash bias, we see what brings in the money. And if something might cost us something or not be financially profitable, it's very easy for us to discount it. So there's this list of biases.